Here at Wealthy Expat, we've worked with hundreds of millionaires all over the world, and unlike you see on the YouTube comments where people say I'm broke and I'm only trying to sell migration services, I actually help clients all over the world. Millionaires, multimillionaires, in some cases almost billionaires, who want to go to another country to have more freedom, more protection, better life for themselves and their family. What countries are they going to? And what countries are they choosing? Specifically my clients, because if you see, for example, on Henley and Global reports, you'll see that they're going to Australia, or they're going to the United States, or they're going to Switzerland. You think, yeah, I don't really want to go to those countries. Maybe you're from one of these countries, you want to move somewhere else. Where are actual millionaires going? Everything in this video is not tax advice. It is my own opinion, my own experience. Please consult with an expert before you do anything. Now, the first one, a bit obvious, but that's Dubai and the UAE. A lot of our clients are buying property in the UAE, getting the golden visa, now that there's a corporate tax, because if you incorporate a company, you get a 2-year visa, you're going to be liable for corporate taxes through all the money that you pass through that company. And also you have to file for corporate taxes. You have to do a lot of different documentation and different audits that you have to go through in order to have a company in the UAE. So if you're not going to use that company at all, you're going to use it for residency, then much better just to buy an apartment for 2 million dirham or more, 450,000 US dollars, and then get yourself a 10-year golden visa. You don't need to renew it. You don't need to go to the UAE. At any point, you could activate it. And activating a residency, which is a phrase that I heard a couple of days ago, I love it, because you could have a second residency somewhere where it's low tax, safer, less chaos, less riots. If something goes wrong in your country, for example, in the UK right now, there is a huge, we could call it civil war going on in the UK. If you're a UK citizen living in the UK and you want to activate your second residency, you could just go to the UAE and now it's your home. With the company visa, you have to go every 6 months. With the golden visa, you don't, and you could always activate it and then go to the UAE, and now you escape the riots in the UK, and now you're safe in a much safer country. Yes, more surveilled, harder rules. I had a criminal case in the UAE, thanks to my ex-wife, who wanted to sue the life out of me and wanted to see me in prison. And I went through that case, and I went through the courts, even the higher courts in the UAE, and I was very surprised at their legal system. If you get in trouble with a local, with an Emirati citizen, it might be a different story. But in my case, it was an amazing experience. The court really looked at the evidence. The court really looked at the case properly. They treated me properly. And finally, I came out as innocent and nothing happened. The process itself was extremely stressful, but the legal system was much better, much cleaner, much more efficient than I ever expected. Dubai could also work as your motivation hub, meaning the place that you go when you really need that motivation. Maybe you've been traveling through Europe, maybe you're slacking off in work or slacking off in your investments, and you want to go somewhere just to wake yourself up again, see Lamborghinis everywhere, see yachts everywhere, see people making millions again, and you kind of push yourself, you get that fire inside you again. You go to Dubai, it's well connected to the rest of the world, so you can just take a flight from pretty much anywhere in the world, go to Dubai for a couple of days, reactivate yourself, reactivate that fire, or just have a place to escape the winter. So if you're living in Europe, or you have a golden visa in Europe, and it starts to get really cold in Europe, you can just go somewhere where it's warmer. You don't need to go to Tenerife or somewhere far-flung. You can just go to Dubai, spend a couple of weeks in Dubai, hang out with your friends in Dubai, have some connections in Dubai, go to different networking events. If you want to do networking, Dubai is, I would say, the best place in the world, to be honest. That is not this old, rich mentality like you have in Switzerland or Monaco, where if you want to do networking, it's hard to get in there into the scene unless you're old money, unless you have really good connections. If you want to get amazing connections very quickly as a new millionaire or as a millionaire that hasn't been wealthy for the last 10, 20 years, then Dubai is a great place. The second country, they're not moving to this country, but they're choosing it for their tax residency, and that is Barbados. Barbados is a place that not many people talk about. You can get tax residency in less than 30 days. There are no capital gains taxes and no crypto taxes. So we have a lot of crypto investors, specifically from Canada and the UK, but you could be from anywhere in the world. The problem is that the flights are not as available as they are to Dubai. For example, you can incorporate a company in Barbados, same corporate tax rate as in the UAE. You then get a residency permit based on being a general manager of that company, and then you can get tax residency. And the great thing about Barbados is that they have tax treaties with many Western countries. So you can legally, in a couple of months, pay less taxes in Barbados than what you would in your Western country. If you're paying 40% capital gains tax and you want to pay 0% capital gains tax, it's not in 30 days. You have to do it properly because you have to become tax non-resident in your origin country, and you have to go through that process, and they might require you to spend some actual time in Barbados, but it's a country that a lot of our clients are using, specifically nomads around the world that don't really have a specific tax residency. They don't want to go to Paraguay, where all the YouTubers are going. They're going to Barbados. The third country, a bit of a surprising one. They're not really going there for taxes, but they're going there for residency and eventually for citizenship, and that is Serbia. I promote Serbia a lot. A lot of people think that it's a communist country. A lot of people say, why do you promote this asshole? Why do you promote this corruption-filled country? It's not. It's cleaned up a lot. It's getting a lot of investments from the UAE, from Saudi Arabia, from China. It's a place that is neutral in the world conflict. They have connections to both Europe and Russia. Their passport allows you to travel to over 140 countries and a good combination of countries. You can go to Russia and China, and you can also go to the Schengen area, and you can go to pretty much everywhere in Latin America. So it gives you solid access to the world. In my experience, if you're planning to get residency in Europe, for example, it's much simpler to get it under a Serbian passport than under a St. Kitts or Dominican or Vanuatuan passport, because they know Serbia. It's on the border of the European Union. It's a lot more familiar, even though they might hate the country or they might hate the people. That's a different story. If you're getting residency in Croatia, I don't recommend doing it with your Serbian passport, but it's familiar. They know it more. They know the passport. For example, I was in Moscow, Russia. The police stopped me. They checked my documents. They saw Serbia and they let me go. So it wasn't a problem at all. Serbia is also amazing for land investments and real estate investments. You have to be careful where, because for example, in Belgrade waterfront, if you buy there, it's probably not going to appreciate that much. They're building much newer buildings. The price isn't really worth it. I mean, the actual Belgrade waterfront is beautiful, but when you step out, the roads are all broken up and the development isn't really worth $500,000 up to $1.5 million in an apartment. No way. I'm not spending $1 million in a 3-bedroom in Belgrade, Serbia. That will never happen. And a lot of people are buying these apartments because they think, oh, it's going to grow. The price is going to keep going up. And they talk to these local real estate agents and they get excited. I would advise caution, but there are a lot of amazing real estate opportunities, and specifically land opportunities. In some regions of Serbia, you can buy 1 hectare for 5,000 to 10,000 euros, which is very low. I'm looking at buying land in a specific country in Eastern Europe. I'll reveal it later. Maybe I won't. I'm trying to build a family in that country. And it's almost 10 times as expensive as it is to buy land in Serbia. Serbian taxes are also pretty low. You can get a corporate tax, in some cases less than 10%, although the official one is 15%. And personal income taxes are also very low compared to Western countries. And as I said, you're right there next to the EU. So if you want to fly to Europe, or even if you want to fly to the United States, there are flights connecting, and Air Serbia isn't a terrible airline. And the last country or territory that our clients are choosing are the Cook Islands of New Zealand. They're not moving to the Cook Islands. They're not setting up tax residency in the Cook Islands, but they're setting up trusts in the Cook Islands for asset protection. They're an expensive structure that allows you to protect yourself against pretty much anything: a lawsuit, a divorce, a government lawsuit for taxes. Whatever it is, you can have a Cook Islands Trust. It's going to take you around a month to build that. Then you can have a Cook Islands LLC, and then that Cook Islands LLC can get you a bank account in Switzerland, and you can also cash out your crypto through that bank account in Switzerland, and it's protected under the trust. This works well for multimillionaires that have a lot of crypto. They want to cash out that crypto after the bull run when they have multiple millions in profits, and you want to cash it out properly. You don't want to cash it out to a local bank account. You don't want to cash it out to a UAE bank, which might actually get frozen. UAE is crypto friendly in some ways. You can buy property with crypto, but at the same time, you can't really send too much money to the banks from crypto because they'll shut it down. So they're in this middle point when it comes to crypto friendliness. But if you want true crypto friendliness at the bank level, you can cash out directly crypto to your bank, then having a Cook Islands Trust, Cook Islands LLC, and then having a bank account in Switzerland under that structure works really well. Now, a couple of more countries our clients are choosing. We have Mexico. A lot of people say that Mexico is going in the wrong direction with the new government. In some part, it's true, but Mexico is still one of the freest places in the world. You can get permanent residency. You can give your children a second passport. You can get yourself a second passport. It's a free place. The government isn't trying to bother you. They're not trying to imprison you for criticizing them. As long as you stay away from the cartels and you keep an aware mind, you're aware of your surroundings, you will be fine. There's a lot of safe places, beautiful nature, great people, a huge population that is increasing, a low unemployment rate, a good future for the country. Also in Latin America, Costa Rica, Panama, mainly for taxes, Costa Rica being a territorial taxation country, meaning that everything outside of Costa Rica that you earn, if you have a company in another country, it's not taxed in Costa Rica. And in Panama, a lot of people like that it's also a motivating place. A lot of wealth is moving to Panama from other countries in Latin America. And also for retirees, Panama as a whole works pretty well. A lot of towns that are specifically designed for retirees. Over to Europe, we have Poland with a 19% flat tax. It works really well for dating. If you're looking for traditional women that are also pretty independent, it's not quite like the feminism of the West or of the United States. It's a good type of independence. These women, they want to have their own income, but they don't want to surpass your income. They don't want to be better than men. And overall, you're going to have a lot of beauty, specifically from Ukraine. A lot of Ukrainian beauty is going into Poland. They're getting residency in Poland, and you could find your next potential girlfriend or wife. Polish women are great for dating and overall creating a family. And it's a country that has a lot of emphasis in the family. So having a nuclear family, having an extended family with many children is valued by people, by society, by the government. And it's also pretty safe and not that woke. And the 19% tax, as I said, it's a flat tax on your investments, on your income, much better than a 45% tax in other countries. Also in Europe, Hungary, not woke, safe, no migrants. They have a golden visa program. A lot of our clients are interested in that starting in 2025. The only problem is that a lot of European politicians want to remove Hungary from the Schengen area because of a work permit that they've expanded that allows Russians to get residency in the Schengen area, meaning they have access to other Schengen countries from Hungary. And European politicians want to remove Hungary from the Schengen area. Obviously, this would be a huge blow to the economy. They would lose billions of dollars. They would also completely lose their golden visa program. It would be kind of like Cyprus, where some people get residency in Cyprus, but it's not really helpful because you don't have access to other Schengen countries. So overall, it's going to have a big hit on the economy, big hit on society, big hit on people, big hit on pretty much anything if they get removed from the Schengen area as well as the European Union. Another country, Indonesia, a very interesting one that for many years, many people have been moving to Bali and Indonesia in general. I have friends and clients that have bought land, building villas, overall enjoying life in Bali. I've lived part-time in Bali before and I absolutely love Indonesia as a whole. And it's possible to pay 0% capital gains taxes on your cryptocurrency investment. So if you're a crypto investor, Indonesia might be a great place to find freedom, although you're not going to get citizenship, you're not going to get permanent residency. It's very easy to get residency by opening up a company in Indonesia. Also lower cost of living, although Bali is getting pretty expensive. You can have a better quality of life in Indonesia than you would in the United States. More fresh food, better people, better service, and overall it works if you like that particular lifestyle. Now, my favorite place in the world, but one of the top ones that I've been before. If you want to see more countries around the world where our millionaire clients are setting up companies, moving to, getting tax residency in, check out these 7 tax-free setups that our clients and millionaires all over the world are choosing to pay less taxes legally. Check them out right here.